it's called Graft because graft means a whole lot of different things. When you look at the definition of it, it can mean hard work, it can mean grafting a foreign thing onto another foreign thing, and it's also the term that's used to describe how you can take a lamb that's lost its mother and a ewe that's lost its lamb and put those two things together and make a new unit. So that's why I chose it. I also really like that there's a slightly negative aspect to the word graft as well, because a grafter is someone that you might not trust. So there's that aspect of it as well. Like in working on the land, you're often having to take advantage of animals or the seasons. So there's that. Yeah, that's where the title comes from. So this book's not your typical memoir. I've taken a year on our farm. So it starts in autumn, which is when I always think of as the start of the year. And the activities of the farm are spliced with observations of birds and also extracts from a diary that I kept through a very difficult lambing season in the drought. So each season has both a number of different birds in it and also a number of diary extracts along with descriptions of what's actually happening on the farm. So in autumn, it's the start of our year, we put the rams out with the ewes, and that starts the cycle of that season. It ends with shearing the ewes, and then the ewes are brought back in winter to be scanned. In spring they lamb, and then the book ends with summer, and it's told over mostly in the drought, but then at the end of it the drought breaks, so that sort of brings a natural conclusion to that story of a year on the farm, but also spliced in with that as observations on motherhood and having your children grow up and leave home. So there's lots of different things in the memoir sections of it, but the seasons are a really great way of structuring the books with a natural momentum. During the drought, we're hand feeding sheep, so that means that we're feeding them every day with pellets and hay because there's no grass. So they instinctually realise that they are in a difficult position to raise a lamb. So often we get a lot more ewes having lambs but then walking away from them. So that means that I don't like seeing that. So on our lambing run, I usually pick up the ones that have been abandoned, and then if a ew's had trouble lambing, her lamb might have died before it was born, or was too weak to get up, then I graft the motherless lamb onto the lambless mother, and if I don't have enough ewes, then I'll raise them as potty lambs, which means that I'll give them a bottle and raise them. And during the drought we had more I didn't have enough mothers, so we did have a lot of potty lambs. The beaches the wine. No, we live very close to the coast, so probably one of my favourite things to do is to take the dogs down to the beach and have a swim. And it's a really bad day if there's one other person on the beach, and the water is just absolutely crystal clear. And I write about that in the book, so that definitely comes into it. It's just a beautiful place to live.